Hi people, going away to lecture again obviously as always and as usual. Yeah, in this video I'm briefly going to be mind delving to look into the case of the Beast of Gévaudan. Long story short, check the link in the description, the links in the description of this video. I have a video that explains this case. I'm going to give you a summarized version. Long story short, there was some kind of creature or some kind of wild beast that is called the Beast of Gévaudan that terrorized a region by the same name or something similar in France. So essentially, it was like a French boogeyman of some sort, and that beast killed quite a couple of villagers, etc. and whatnot. We're talking about, I don't know, anywhere between 25 and 100 people, something along those lines. But that beast was truly a menace, and I forgot the details of the story on whether they actually managed to kill it or whether they simply never saw it again. The attack stopped, but bottom line is it happened around medieval times, if I'm not mistaken, like between 11th and 16th century, something along those lines. And it was such a nuisance that the news, it was such a horrific nuisance that the news reached the King of France or similar, and the king actually had to dispatch professional soldiers to deal with it. So this wasn't like a minor deal. This is the Beast of Gévaudan is legendary. Gévaudan is, if I'm not mistaken, it's spelled G-E-V-A-U-D-A-N. Gévaudan. I still remember it. Okay, when I still I remember watching it or coming across it for the first time a really long time ago, years ago. Obviously, because I'm fascinated with like everything cryptozoology and mythical figures and creatures and whatnot. And the Beast of Gévaudan is definitely something that came to mind to cover. So again, the problem here is that the information that people had even back then and interactions gave away that this was no creature that was known to man. It was not a wolf as far as people could tell. It was too big to be a wolf and it was too abstract. Its habits in terms of killing people was too unorthodox, too unconventional based on if it were to be a wolf. Point in cases that its terrifying acts and the description of how the events transpired were of such a nature that it could not, up to present day, it has never been established what kind of creature it was. Was it a bear? Was it a wolf? As far as people know, it was no creature that was known to man and is still unknown to man, honestly. So yeah, it could have been, a species of animal that no one knows of. You name it, it could be anything. That's the mystery. That's what fascinates people the most. Because it wouldn't nearly be as fascinating if it was like a wolf or a bear or something. So yeah, just simply watch the video linked in the description or wait until the end screen and then you'll see, you'll get the gist of it. As always, I would recommend that you watch that video first and then you can come back and then start watching at this point in time. Just keep the video time, the duration. I'm sorry, not the duration, the timestamp in mind. Because now I'm going to begin. I'm simply going to check out to see what the hell the Beast of Gévaudan was and anything else that's interesting. I'm sorry. So yeah, let's go. Show me the information I would like to know regarding the Beast of Gévaudan. Show me for starters the beast that terrorized the French countryside in relation to the case of officially known as the Beast of Gévaudan, the monster of Gévaudan. Show me that creature. Okay. Now show me the events as they transpire. Okay, now show me the end. Okay, now for my main question. Show me and explain to me in detail what the Beast of Gévaudan actually was. Okay, okay. That is all. End session. Okay, end session. End session. Okay. The Beast of Gévaudan, I saw everything just now, was essentially like a shape-shifting werewolf. It was essentially 10 wolves or 10 canines in one. That's why it was 10 times bigger. Not literally 10 in one, but based on size and appearance, it is like an amalgamation of 10 wolves or 10 canines. And the Beast of Gévaudan was essentially spiritual in nature, but it also managed to essentially manifest at will, in a matter of speaking, when it had to commit its misdeeds in a material plane. So the damage, notably, that it did was of a material nature. But the reason, as far as I know, they never caught the Beast of Gévaudan. They simply killed a good deal of wolves and whatnot that they thought was the beast, but the beast was never caught. It simply disappeared into the astral plane again, and it simply, metaphorically speaking, dissolved spiritually. I'm sorry, what was I going to say? Yeah, is the reason that the beast was never caught. That was the case. The beast was never caught officially. The attack simply stopped after a while, after the beast had enough. And yeah, like I said, authorities that were sent to kill the beast, they simply killed a good deal of wolves. Essentially all the wolves that you could think of in France, in a matter of speaking, and in surrounding regions, or in the French countryside, and they thought that one of them had to be the beast, you name it, and they essentially claimed victory partially, you name it, and then attacks would flare up again. This aligns with the story as far as I recall it, at least at a general level. The most interesting thing, notably, is that the Beast of Gévaudan also had a high level of intellect. It was essentially able to think like a human being, and here it comes. The reason is that the Beast of Gévaudan was, other than what I already said, was also inhabited by the spirits of dead sorcerers, specifically black magicians that lived in the region surrounding France, or modern day France, on the outskirts essentially, near French borders and its neighboring countries and whatnot. And yeah, these black magicians in general were, these black magicians, generally speaking, these black magicians, they inhabited the body of the Beast of Gévaudan, the spiritual body, because it's as a means of punishment. They were essentially punished they were simply punished, honestly, at a spiritual level for their misdeeds and all the horrible stuff they did and all the harm they caused people when they were alive, and an amalgamation of 2 to 3 sorcerers, black magicians, and they were essentially metaphorically cast into such a monstrosity. And yeah, that's essentially it. That's what the Beast of Gévaudan is. So to summarize it, the Beast of Gévaudan was essentially, like I said, a spiritual creature that took on the shape of a huge wolf, essentially, or a wolf-looking creature, a canine-looking creature, that was inhabited by the spirits of several black magicians, and the creature was primarily astral in nature. It manifested materially only to commit its misdeeds. For the rest, that's simply it. The reason simply for the Beast of Gévaudan committing its misdeeds is essentially driven by those sorcerers that inhabited it. Essentially as a means of wreaking havoc on those that they view as being responsible for punishing them. Those that they deemed responsible, so the public in general, for casting them out because they were social outcasts, because they were black magicians. The population wanted nothing to do with them, more or less, and in general or at a basic level. And they were simply outcasts of society, and this was their way of taking revenge, essentially, through the Beast of Gévaudan that they inhabited. So that's it. I hope everything is clear. Let me know if you have any thoughts. Bye. End session.